up? It's A Wee Natter, the show with the simple premise that is to make you forget Monday morning is just around the corner. However, we are joining you on the week where it's very obvious that the nights are starting to draw in again. It will be dark before the end of the show. It makes it a bit more difficult to say Monday morning's not just round the corner. So I will say, if you're being drawn into the dark, don't be tempted. Stay in the light. In fact, I found a wee song to entice you. Thrown back to the 90s for a bit of Phil Collins. Because you have to, because it's like cheesy local radio stuff. And we like the 90s. And Dance Into the Night. You see the joyful message in there? Yeah, get on board with it. Just been looking through the messages that have been coming in and had a reminder that something else special has been happening this week. Ooh. Apparently it rained. I forgot.
Yes, it rained.
For the first time in what felt like months and months and months. So Britain has turned from looking like a desert into looking like a slightly more green desert now.
Well, it was it was my annual leave week. It was yours, but then yours got... So, of course it rained because I was on annual leave.
Yeah, Jenny was on annual leave, so it rained upon her, and I got rained upon with work. Yeah. So it worked at even Stevens. We'll look at it that way. I've also seen another message coming in, this time from Hank, saying, we will have a moon eclipse on Friday morning. I didn't know that. This is the weird thing. I keep finding out about space things, and I assume you're the same, dear listener. Keep finding out about space things after they've already happened, or... it'll be, like they're saying, often Friday after. I won't remember the time Friday comes round.
No, I won't.
I'll need to set a clock. Especially it's like 3 a.m, as Argonath points out. I don't know
needs to give us a ring. I need to set your alarm or something, just wake us up.
Oh, how long has it been since you've been to a hotel and actually had, a telephone ring you up?
I don't think I ever have.
That was the old-fashioned thing you used to be able to do. You used to be able to either call reception or dial special code in, and the phone would wake you up in the morning in case you didn't have an alarm clock.
No, I prefer like a tease made or something.
Is that you fishing for Christmas presents already?
Depends.
But I thought you were a coffee fiend, so how does that work?
Yeah.
Because it's
Can it make a coffee or not? No.
I have no idea. I've not seen a tease made. Genuinely not seen a tease made in decades. And talking about decades, we were asking you, because we're a little bit old-fashioned here in A Wee Natter, we like to ask you a question and for you to get in touch through the week with your answers. And the question we asked last week is, what have you sneaked in or out of? And we've had a little voicemail drop in.
Good morning, Sutty, and happy Monday. It's a very wet and miserable Monday here. I hope the weather's a bit better for you where you are, and I hope you managed to get out in the garden.
Well, it was a little bit better.
When I was at junior school, it was a very cold day one day, but the teachers insisted that we play outside and get some fresh air. So my friends and I decided that we weren't having any of that, and we were going to sneak back into school. So we sneaked in and we went into our classroom, and we went right to the back of the class and sat down on the floor behind the desks and chairs. And we were sat there all cosy and quiet and keeping very warm. And then the next thing we knew, the face of the head teacher peered over the top of the desks and chairs and said, "You pupils, get outside now and don't ever do that again. And you can see me in my office for detention at 4 o'clock. Ooh. So we ran out. We were absolutely devastated. So that was my attempt at sneaking in and hiding. Bye. Take care, Sutty, and have a good day. Bye.
Of course, dropping the voicemail to our cat instead of us. We accept our position in the pecking order there. But the other one that jumps out at me is, that's kind of the wrong way round, isn't it? Most kids try to sneak out of school.
Yeah.
Not back into it when school's not open. I've just seen a wonderful little story. I don't know if it's sneaking in or sneaking out. I guess it's sneaking out. Coming from Paul saying, my mum always told me I saw my auntie walk by our primary school with my cousin in the pushchair, and that got me thinking they were going to our house. So I walked out of school and went home, which was about half a mile away. My mum answered the door, and there I stood. So is that sneaking into the house or is that sneaking out of school? There is sneaking involved. And you don't have to be sneaky to contribute to A Wee Natter. We're just seeing a tip coming in from Henk. Thank you very much for that.
You.
It is always appreciated. We don't ask for it, but when you do supply the tips, it does go towards keeping the show on air and ensuring our cat is well fed in treats. And that's exactly what the message says attached to it. Have a good time with the Treatos, dear Shooty. I'm sure she will, and there'll be loads of photos and videos to go with it as well. There's always evidence. We don't embezzle it. Although the fact I've pointed out that we don't embezzle it means that you're going to assume we embezzle it now because I'm pointing out that we don't embezzle it. But the important is we don't embezzle it. Genuinely don't embezzle it. Not me. Anyway, we should move on fairly quickly to a wonderful little story I've just learned about. And if you've ever driven down, well, it's not called the M6 when you're getting off of the border, the A74M. It's a motorway here in Britain. Do you know anything about it?
No.
It runs from the border up past Glasgow and the west coast and things like that. It's basically the quickest way to get to any important bit of Scotland if you're coming from the south, right? And along that motorway, there is a wonderful bit of land that as you pass it by, you know, you're not too far from civilization because you go through a lot of, I don't want to call it bleakness. I want to call it, you know, dramatic rolling hills and mountains and things like that.
Yeah.
And you know you're coming towards civilization. When you see a forest that looks a bit like a gentleman's member.
Oh, yes, you pointed it out to me last time I went.
Yes, and now you know about the forest of sausage and two veg.
Yeah.
So you know about it, and you know about it as well, Dale, so especially if you've driven up that way. Well, I've just seen a headline, admittedly from the Metro, but I've got to be careful about the wording here. Bigger, because it's not too far from the town of Biggar, which is famous for the puppet shows and things like that. Biggar Penis Woods gets the chop after being blown too much. You have to be very careful how you say that one, because it's making suggestions there. But the sad bit is there is now a gap in the landscape where there used to be a rather phallic forest that reminded you, you're not that far from civilization. You're almost into the important bit of Scotland. So that got me wondering, and I want to hear about your take on this. And if I can remember what the question was, there we go. That's what the question is. What weird little thing, because this is a weird little thing. So somebody genuinely went and planted them all on the hill and is now cutting those trees down. What weird little thing do you miss? Because when we go years, traveling up and down in future years, we're gonna miss it, aren't we? Because we won't be seeing that that little landmark anymore.
You won't be seeing it at all, no. But the thing is, again, you don't. Sometimes we were talking about it the other day. Sometimes things disappear and you don't realise they've disappeared, that they've gone, until you watch one of these TV programs and it tells you about toys you had in your childhood or shops you used to shop in, that sort of thing. I mean, I miss spangles myself.
Spangles?
Yeah, I used to quite like a spangle.
I think bangles are crisps when you say that. I've no idea which one's correct.
It's a sweetie. It's like a fruit sweet, different flavoured sweets.
Miles away.
Spangles. That's this sort of thing. And then, they bring it back on the TV and you think, oh yeah, we used to shop at Fine Fair. Was it Fine Fair? And all these supermarkets that are not there anymore. Chelsea Girl was one of my favourites.
I'm sure it was. But have you basically just admitted that you've been watching Channel 5 documentaries? I
love it.
Where they've got people, half of them are too young to remember what the things are.
Yeah.
And have obviously been prompted to say, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was this, that, and the next
thing.
Should
have me on there. But the sad thing is, it's a little bit sad as well, because all these toys that people used to have as a kid, I never got any of them because we couldn't afford them. Like the Barbie doll and the Cindy doll and the teeny tiny tears and the tiny tears. And I was like, I never got any of them.
But on the upside, you will have treasured the things you did get a lot more than somebody who could get all the toys. That's the way you got to look at it.
Yeah.
There was a positive to it. And funnily enough, your mention of spangles is just lit up.
I love the spangles.
Lit up the lines mentioning cola spangles with a love heart. So I assume you're supposed to play Careless Whisper while you're eating cola spangles. And somebody arguing saying spangles were delicious.
They were nice. Yeah.
So are you petitioning for the return of spangles? Will you be putting a petition on the government petition website to make it happen?
To make it happen. But they'll probably change the name, like they changed the name of what was opal fruits, wasn't it? Because I quite liked an opal fruit, and I can't remember what opal fruits are now called.
Starburst,
yeah. They'll probably change the name or something. If what do you think they would change the name from spangles to if they brought them back?
I've no idea.
Sprinkles.
SP7, make it sound very cool and edgy or something like that.
I've probably got too many E numbers in now. Anyway, all the different colours. But yeah, cola spangles. I used to like them. Well, I still, if they brought them back, I still do. And those bars of chocolate used to get in vending machines on train stations where they had chocolate with little bits of Rice Krispies in. I can't think they Nestle something. Nestle used to make them. It was chocolate and you bite into them. They had like bits of Rice Krispies, not like a toffee crisp, little bits of rice in, like Rice Krispies. I can't think what they were. They were nice as well. Probably about 5p. In fact, there maybe have been 2p, but you're 2p in the slot and you got a bar of chocolate out.
No, you would not get a bar of chocolate for 2p. £2, maybe. 2p, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're opening this one up to you. We'd love to hear your communiques on this one. What weird little find you missed? We are very focused on chocolate bars at the moment, and specifically old-fashioned chocolate bars, because we were a bit unsure about the ones that you got at the train station that apparently had Rice Krispies in them.
Yeah, there's a bit of a crunch to them. They were lovely.
Yeah, well, PG Fair One Cat has been in touch to say the Nestle Crunch Bar, which is still available. You can still buy it.
You know what? If you ever... Cheryl said to me, could it have been a bar 6? And I'm like, oh yeah, I totally forgot about bar 6. I know my mum used to like a bar 6. So I've just Googled just to kind of jog my memory. And I'm telling you, if you ever had or purchased a bar 6, you wished you'd never touched it or opened it. Because I've just looked online and apparently an unopened bar 6 chocolate bar is going on eBay for £125.50.
Just for an old chocolate bar.
Yes. Vintage 1960s.
It's going to be rank. You go and open it, it won't be edible.
Uneaten, unopened.
Well,
125.
Let's be honest.
50p.
After 60 years, nobody's going to be eating it. But
will it have gone white?
We are, of course, talking about the Cadbury bar 6. I didn't realise it was a Cadbury thing. It's a bit. I'm not going to lie. A little bit before my time, because they don't think they still did them when I was buying chocolate bars.
No, it's a wafer, apparently. Chocolate wafer. See, I'm not... Oh, do you think that's the Kit Kats took over? Just about to say I'm not really... I don't really like a wafer, but I do like a Kit Kat. So do you think that was the first edition of a Kit Kat?
I have no idea. I assume they're two separate people.
Oh, yeah.
Two different companies.
They are.
Probably competing in the same space. So who knows? Maybe inspired by one another, but I'm not going to suggest that because I don't want to spend time in front of a judge. Let's be honest. So I'm not going to suggest there was nicking ideas, borrowing suggestions, or being inspired, but they may have landed in the same place. Who knows? And I've just seen a message from Paul saying, bar 6 wafer inside, love them. So it turns out, well, your mum liked them. Did you like them?
I don't ever remember eating a bar 6, to be honest with you. Are they still made?
I don't know. Probably not, because we've not seen one. Let's be honest. Jenny is currently looking up bar 6.
It's a milk chocolate wafer.
And the latest packaging
she's managed now.
The latest packaging you've managed to find looks very 1970s. If I'm honest with you.
I don't think I had that.
It does not look particularly current, so I'm just guessing
it's not.
It's not something they still make.
I'm in America or something. One thing Stephen's asked: do Ben and Jerry's still do the baked Alaska ice cream? Because he's not been able to find it for years. I didn't know that was a thing.
Baked Alaska.
Yeah,
I know a baked Alaska is a type of dessert of its own. It's not a form of but Ben and Jerry's is all about ice cream. I don't know. I didn't even know they offered it.
I didn't know that was a thing, but it does sound nice.
News to me. It turns out you are all sweetie enthusiasts and experts. We had Vicky get in touch saying, hi, Jenny and Marc. I think opal fruits are now called Starbursts.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
They are.
I
think they're still available, Vicky. Yes, you are right. They are still available. Got Paul getting in touch. I don't know why my voice went away.
Yeah, excited over the talking of the sweeties.
Yeah.
It's just one of these things when your voice goes sideways. I've no idea what's happening.
Oh, what's going on? It just sometimes happens. It's weird.
And then sometimes it just flips back. Who can tell what's happening? I have no idea. But yes, a few of you have been in touch, including Paul, pointing out September 1935, oh, what a night, was when the first Kit Kat was created in York. It was called something else first.
Was it?
Yeah. but is now called Kit Kat. They are PG-31 Cat's favourites, apparently. Daniela Ferry's also in touch saying Bar 6 was discontinued in the 1980s.
What's it?
So if you want one, get in your time machine. That's the advice there. And also in touch is Henk saying in Groningen, we have a special shop with candy and licorice. It was very popular between the 60s and 90s, and now this shop is the only one to sell the goodies. And he's put a link to the website. I'll admit, I have had to get Google Translate to turn it into English, so it might not be 100%. But the bit that pops out, not just that the website looks like it was created in the 1990s and hasn't been updated since, but it's a functional website, so there's no problem there. I don't have a problem with it. The bit that jumps out at me is it says choose from 400 varieties of licorice.
You see, I've got a problem there.
You can't fit that many in your mouth.
No, well, I could, but I don't like licorice.
Well, that's no good, is it?
You used to get the little tubes of kali. I don't know what the brand was, and have the licorice dip in it. And I used to sling the kali down my throat, but chuck the licorice bit away. But the licorice was there. You used to suck the licorice and dip it in and get the kali. And the idea was you'd suck the kali and off the licorice. But I hated licorice, but I wanted the kali.
So what we need to do is you consume just raw kali and I eat all the licorice. We will work out between us. Although I am looking through the old Dutch Sweets bit of the website, and it's a bit like an old-fashioned traditional British sweetie shop. It's
They
got
do
all
cola
the
cubes.
They've not got
Sherbet lemons.
I don't know about those, but
no.
I'm seeing raspberries, yo-yos, fudges, yops, I think it's called, pear drops.
Well, I used to like pear drops. Coca-Cola cubes, was it? Cop Cops? Was it just Notting that had a sweet called Cop Cops?
Cop.
Yeah,
I've never heard of a cop.
Or was it Cough Coughs? Sorry, it might have been Cough Coughs. I'm not sure.
No, but
Somebody will put me right.
I do like an old-fashioned traditional sweet shop, although I know if I go in, I will buy the sweets and I think, no, I'm not going to eat it. I'll be good.
Yeah.
I'll keep them back and they will be scoffed before we get to the car.
Can you still have a quarter of pear drops? I don't know. I'd still go with quarters, me.
Well, or if you're like me, you're not going to be going back for a while. So you ask for a whole pound. But no, you could ask for quarters. I believe you have to sell them in metric. But you'll get a close equivalent to quarter.
I mean, I'm still pounds and ounces, me, feet and inches.
We need to update you. Britain went to decimal money how long ago? The sweetie information keeps flying in, and it turns out the Cop was not just a Nottingham specific thing. You can get it from the sweet shop, and it's some sort of hard-boiled sweet.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. You don't sound particularly informed.
I'm just trying to do conversions in my head. Cheryl's like me. She's pounds and ounces. I mean, what did we say? If I went for a quarter of a bag of pear drops, what did you say that was in...
If you did it in grams, it's about 113.
113 grams.
Which is not the greatest number to be asking for.
Not really, is it?
So if you ask for 100 grams, you get just under a quarter of a pound.
Yes.
So if you wanted a pound of them, you get about 450 grams. That's what you'd be asking for. It'd be quite a beefy amount of sweeties, and you put yourself into a let's be honest, or some sort of coma. Diabetic coma. It will happen at that point. So the options are there. You can get it in grams or in ounces. But I believe officially they're supposed to sell in grams nowadays, aren't they? We've had a couple of communiques, haven't we, Jenny? And one of them has been sent directly to you. What's that about?
Yeah, Paul sent me an email with a picture of the Cops. And I'm just said to you, but you never tried them, have you? Did they taste a little bit like TCP? And I remember having a bit of a strange taste. I don't think I liked a Cop. I can't remember if I liked Cops at all, Or am I thinking of the cough candy twists? One of them tasted a little bit like a cough liquid, a TCP kind of variation.
Why are you drinking TCP? That's a problem to start with. Although if you want weird little sweeties that nobody should try, I've got to put my recommendation in for Clove Rock on that one, which is just...
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's a weird one. If I were to let you behind the scenes in radio, especially if we went, decades and decades past, one of the key bits of kit that any top presenter would have would be a full sound effects board with things like... sound effects, but Jenny has got a story where I don't know if I've got all the sound effects for it. I think I've got most of them, but if we don't have the sound effects, I'm going to have to fill in and do the Police Academy thing and make them up myself. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll do a bit of Foley work while you're telling your little story about the wonders of nature. Tell us all about it, Jenny.
Well, I've got to be honest, it's not my story. So, you know, sometimes where you do a little bit of scrolling on your phone, sometimes I'm a bit guilty of doing that.
I think that the annoying thing is that social media is both brilliant because it gets you in connection with all sorts of people you never speak to otherwise, but it's also horrifically addictive as well. And you can still go, well, I've got a couple of minutes. I'll scroll by. I'll do my own
Just
thing.
have a little look.
And then 3 hours later, you're still scrolling.
Still watching people's ridiculous reels and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's too addictive.
Too addictive.
When you get sorry.
This one did catch my eye, and I said to you, Marc, let's have a bit of a chat about it on A Wee Natter.
Go on then.
And some woman was telling a story, and it was saying that she lives in an area, probably unlike us, where there's a lot of construction work going on.
Okay, right.
Yeah, you still get the wildlife visiting, even though you've got a lot of building work going on. And this construction work has been going on for that long that the crows have started mimicking the lorries. Well, I just thought that was absolutely hilarious. I had to do a bit of Google, a bit of YouTube, and it's true. The crows are able to do quite a lot of sound effects. And some of the sound effects that these crows are able to do is reversing beeps.
The reversing beeps, I think I can do that one. This backside is reversing. Please make room. Backside coming through.
And it's saying that these type of beeps are quite easy for corvids to copy due to their distinct tone. They also can do, and I heard this, and it really is like the real thing, the air brake squealing, like that hiss mechanical release sound. They can do an air brake sound.
You mean like this? It's very distinct, isn't it?
And then the thing that really cracked me up was that they can actually do, you know, like the horn, like the honks that a lorry would make. They can actually do a low frequency honk. It really does sound like a lorry's honking its horn. Yeah,
that's
got that one.
That's why I haven't organised it. Right? But we've got two options. I could either go, which I don't know if that really works or not, or we could go.
They can't do that.
Are you sure? Have you taught them?
Well, do you know what? I would love to. Some people have actually, the crows and the ravens and the jackdaws, did you know they can talk?
They can.
In a way, they can say hello and things, quite basic sounds, but they're very intelligent, aren't they?
Well, like you would expect I was going to say a parrot. Parrot goes beyond mimicking. Parrots are properly clever.
Oh, I'd love a parrot.
It would outlive
I know you would. You wouldn't.
It would outlive both you and I. It'd be like having a little toddler. Oh, I'm not sure I could deal with that.
No,
I don't think I could put up with a parrot. See, I
if
see.
we could get a crow, get a tame a crow or something that comes into the garden every now and again. If you teach it to talk, do you reckon?
It sounds like it could mimic, but I don't know if it'd understand what it's saying.
Sooty's come into the room. She's heard you mention crows and things.
Well, if you're not familiar, Sooty is our cat, by the way. And so is it Pavlovian with her? Have you trained her that the moment you say certain parrots and words and things like that?
She's just a bit.
Oh, charming. So the moment you mention birds, it's I'm interested.
Yeah,
where's the food? I'm interested, man. So you want to train. So this is going to turn into a massive project, basically. You want to train birds to speak. And so you got to train them to come to you in the first place. Then you got to train them to speak.
Know, you see.
And then you're hoping that they pass it down through the generations. You'll be able to have a conversation with them. Is that what you're aiming for?
Though? Can you imagine? I mean, I would love to hear a crow actually doing a mimic of this vehicle is reversing sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? That's like, I don't know if it's AI, but I've seen clips on YouTube where people are speaking to a crow, like hello or whatever, and the crow's speaking back. Just as like a simple hello.
Is it a bit like that dog? And you know the one I'm going to say, don't you? With the sausages.
I don't know.
Is it a bit like that?
Not AI.
Where it's not AI, But people are going, it sounds so much like it. Just pretend it sounds. Pretend that they've said that word.
Or somebody's throwing the voice like being like a ventriloquist or something, and you think it's the crow and it's not the crow.
So I think there's a giveaway on that one. If the crow comes out the window and it goes, all right, is it? All that sort of thing. I think it might be fake. I think you might be able to tell that's a bit made up and it's not true. That would be my suggestion. Just to check, it is Sunday, 23rd of August, 2026, at just past 8 o'clock, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Just making sure we're not caught in some weird time warp, because I have noticed some of the messages have been struggling to get through on time, including one from Vicky saying, original, please. Good news, we didn't land on the original. And I'm with Jenny. I can't stand licorice.
No.
There's something wrong with the two of you. We need to get you fixed. It's as simple as that. And we are also talking about smart wee birds, would be the way I'd put it. I had a few comments coming on that one, including Hank saying crows, like other corvids.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with covids. They're very different. You get them mixed up, it's a bad thing. Okay, so corvids, such as magpies and ravens, can imitate human speech and other noises if they expose them enough. In addition to repeating words, they can also mimic specific voices.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
So what I'm learning there is that if you use voice recognition as your security control on a building site, you're in real trouble because the corvids are going to get in. So you've got to be careful with that one. Also touch PG31 Cat saying there was a video of a crow mimicking a police siren, Thames Valley, I think. Which, the way you've worded that makes it sound like there's different sirens for different polices.
Yeah, like the Met. And
Thames Valley has their own little tune.
Yeah.
Could it be like ice cream and they could all have their own little variant of a tune? That'd be wonderful, but I guess for safety reason, you couldn't. An Argonauth saying crows can use sticks as well as tools. Yeah.
Wow.
And Vicky has just got in touch again saying, I heard a raven mimicking in Iceland last week. I'm not going to even try and pronounce that name there. It's a bit like when they had the volcano that was erupting and people were showing off going, I can see what the name is. And at the same time, there was somebody who got interviewed for Sky News saying, I hate Iceland. So, I'm probably more towards his end of the spectrum there. But anyway, not that I hate Iceland, just I'm not even going to take a shot at pronouncing it. But anyway, it was making his deep sound like a frog ribbiting, and it was totally confusing me before I saw it. I was thinking, what on earth is that bird? And can I even use the bird call ID app, as I didn't have a clue? Yeah, there's a wonderful little app that uses artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
I can picture it. I can't remember the name of it. Merlin, yeah, that's the one. You get your Merlin out and you go, oh, that's what that bird is. I can't see it, but I know what it is now. And then I saw the raven on the roof making this noise like a frog ribbiting.
Oh, God, that's amazing.
Wow. And as Argonauth points out, crows can use sticks as tools well. They're all smart wee bandits, which means if they can use tools, we have to put proper locks on our sheds. And it turns out we can't use our voice as security either. This is going to be tough. When they figure out how to do, costumes and be able to put fake masks on.
They don't forget, though, do they? They hold a grudge. I've heard that they can hold a grudge.
They can hold a grudge. That'll be a little bit worrying. Is you'll tune in one week, and if you're watching the video stream, this will be the only giveaway. You'll watch the video stream on Mixcloud. You won't catch it on the radio because it's all about voice. They can mimic voices. They're like AI. They can mimic these things.
Did me or you?
Yeah, well, the only giveaway will be you see on the video that we've become very small.
Yeah.
And we've got almost got doll heads on or something like that. But that'd be the only giveaway that we've been taken over by corvids. Other than that, how are you going to tell? Unless they, even that might not be a giveaway, because if they figure out robotics, they could operate robots that look like us as well. And you wouldn't be able to tell, would you?
No.
You'd have no idea.
Apart from I've got 2 bags on my feet at the minute. I'm using a bit of that the feet softener thing. I made a hash of it last time. I ripped the bags up wrongly and I ended up sellotaping them to my feet. But I think we did it right tonight, didn't we? I thought, I did a bit of walking. I thought, I'm going to try some of these foot softener bag things that you just put on your feet and tape round.
It does look like you have lost your shoes and socks and just went for something that will make the rain stop touching my feet.
Yeah, I feel like I'm at Glastonbury or something. But you're supposed to leave them on for half an hour. I'm leaving them on for the full 2 hours of the show.
Oh, they will be the finest prunes you've ever seen in your life. I'll be honest honest with you, my mind is still stuck on the concept of each police force having its own siren, because you just know Yorkshire will go Yorkshire, Yorkshire, Yorkshire. I'm still enjoying the suggestions coming in around different police forces around the country having their own unique sirens. I've just had one coming from Paul about the police in Scotland going down our road saying, aye, aye, aye. I think it's more likely to be gunning on, gunning on, gunning on, gunning on, doing that. Because that's what the police are always telling you to do.
Love kickstarts again.
Dropping hot records like they're turds. It's a wee natter with example and kickstarts. How would you word it then? How would you back announce example and kickstarts then?
I don't know if I've mentioned the word turds.
Are you sure?
Probably just example of the kickstart.
So I'll pretend.
Example.
I'll pretend I'm the end of the song, and the love kickstarts again.
Example, but he says example because he's a southerner, and I say example.
And you be having words
Love
with him because
kickstarts again.
you say you can't pronounce his
He
own
can't
name.
pronounce his. It's like murder on the dance floor.
Yeah,
There's
but,
no R in dance.
but we accept that Sophie Ellis-Bextor is posh, and that's part of the
Dance.
experience. It's a dance on the dance floor.
I like to correct.
It's not a correction, it's just how they pronounce it.
When I used to live on the South Coast, people always used to say, can you say that word again, Jen? Say it again, say it again. And the word that people always wanted me to keep on saying was custard.
Custard?
They'd say it like you, custard. Custard. And they used to think it was amazing that. And they always tried to say it and they couldn't say it. If you're not a northerner, you're not a northerner. You can't say it no matter how hard you try. It's custard. Now, you're further up than me, but you still say it like a southerner. You say custard. It's custard.
You're all southerners to me. Even the people from the north of England are southerners to me. Although, talking about performing and performing monkeys and things like that, just see a message saying, Sooty, we pay good money to see you and you're not performing.
She was there a minute ago.
She'd literally nipped out just before we went to grab the camera.
Yeah.
Literally, I've got the camera on the little perch there so I can grab it.
We need
It's
another one.
on a quick release. It's 2 seconds to get. But literally, she was gone before I got the camera moving.
Yeah.
But she did appear at the very start of the show. Sooty's our cat, of course. And I've just seen a message coming in from Tom saying he's from Southampton.
Southampton. Well, Tom, we were in Southampton. Whereabouts in Southampton is Tom? I need to know.
You're going to say we were in Southampton 12 years ago.
12 years ago. But
So not yesterday.
I need to know whereabouts in Southampton because I might know it. Did you used to listen to us on Voice FM, Tom?
Oh, no.
Myself and Mark.
Nobody remembers that. We don't even remember that.
I remember trying to do the traffic and travel and knowing nothing about Southampton's roads, but trying to make out that I knew what I was talking about.
You just need to know the M27 gets clogged.
Just the
that's
Redbridge
important.
roundabout. That was all I knew.
I think that's what most people know about it. Jenny is reminiscing back to her days in Southampton, aren't you? What's going on?
Because when we used to do a show on a Saturday afternoon,
I only have vague memories of this, dear listener.
we did have to. And then the guy that used to come in and do the show after us, was it Zan Phillips?
Still there,
Zan
I believe.
is still there.
Still trucking, yeah.
Still, yeah. And then I am absolutely positive that there was a guy that used to do all the IT there for them, used to do a Saturday night show with the Artful Dodger, but you've just told me that the Artful Dodger was 2 people. I didn't know that. I thought the Artful Dodger was some guy that called himself the Artful Dodger and did stuff with Craig David.
I think everyone within touching distance of Southampton that's vaguely connected to audios goes, there's some connection to either Craig David or the Artful Dodger. I think everyone claims that.
But the guy did the show on a Saturday night.
And
And
quite
it was
possibly.
the Artful Dodger.
I will take your word for
But
it.
now there's 2 people. The Artful Dodger was 2 people.
Maybe they took turns. I have no idea. Why does that set you off the idea of 2 people taking turns?
Because I just thought it was one person.
There you go, today's musical lesson. It turns out Jenny has made a promise to the masses to share a subway story, which I'm assuming nothing to do with Petula Clark and nothing to do with trying to cross the road without having to wait for traffic. So what is this subway story about?
So my subway is, so I thought I was chatting about it on Sut's page. And I thought I'll share this with people on A Wee Natter because I went to visit a Subway on my own, I have to say. So you weren't there.
So we should stress, this is not going underneath a road here.
No,
We're not
it's
talking
a
about kind of Subway.
Sandwich shop?
The sandwich shop.
The sandwich shop.
Nothing
Subway.
to do with trains either.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I hope I haven't let people down now. I'm talking about the sandwich shop Subway, not a Subway that you walk under. Subway.
Okay,
Do you still want the story? Yeah.
I assume so.
You want the story?
We'll rate the story afterwards.
Yeah.
We'll give a score out of 10.
So some of these Subway shops have got the little self-service. They've got the little iPads that you can go in and you can just put on exactly what you want. No messing about. And then you get an order number and you stand and wait. Well, on this day, those 4 little iPads weren't working. So I had to queue up and I had to tell the person what I wanted. Now, I don't know, you've probably been in a Subway and you get asked 1,000,001 questions about what you want, what your loaf is, what your filling is, what your topping is. Do you want it toasted? Do you want cheese on it? Blah, 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 blah.
Which is their whole shtick. The idea is that you can have the sandwich just the way you like it.
Yes.
That's their
I
selling
couldn't
point.
though. See, this is the problem. I couldn't have it just the way I liked it or I wanted it.
Oh, that's not good.
Not good because so I go in. So I have a little bit of a backstory is that I'm currently on Slimming World and I've lost a stone and I've got another stone and £3 to lose.
Have you tried just putting them behind the sofa?
Well, so the wholemeal 6-inch sub has now become available on Slimming World as one of your healthy extras. So I thought, fantastic. So I thought, I'll go in. I can have my wholemeal sub and I'll just have meats free on the plan anyway. So I thought, I'll just have a bit of ham on it, no sauce, salads free. I can stay on plan and I can have a nice lunch. So
Sounds
you go
right.
in. What can I get you? Can I have a 6-inch wholemeal sub? Right. You sure I can't tempt you for the foot long? No, I'll just have the 6-inch wholemeal sub. Right.
You are going to eat a full meal. We're not going to let you go hungry. You're going to eat that
There's
full meal.
3 people, 3 members of staff. So the first one does
hang
your
on,
bread.
Hang on, just to check. It wasn't like your nan was standing at the counter. You know,
No.
it's like, you need to make sure you've had a proper, hearty, healthy meal. No, you can't send you hungry.
Right for me. So the first one takes your order. She gets your sub. She slices it off. What meat do you want on it? I said, I'll have a bit of turkey. Puts the turkey on. Do you want cheese with that? No, I don't want cheese, just as it is. Right. Go to the person standing in the middle. Are you having this cheese and toasted? No, I don't want cheese. I don't want it toasted. Right. Well, what salad? I'll have sweet corn and a bit of onion. Is that it? Yeah, just sweet corn. Can I get you loads of any of these sauces? I said, no, I don't want any sauce. Some light mayo? No, I don't want any sauce on it, just as it is. Right. So it goes to the end person when it's wrapped up and they go, wow, it's a 6-inch sub. Can I get you part of a meal deal? I said, no, I don't want a meal deal, just that. So we've got cookies, you can have crisps, you can have pop. I says, no, I says, love, I'm on Slimming World. I said, this is all I can have. This is just all I can have. So she went, oh, okay. Can I just ask, have you checked your app? I says, yeah, I've checked my app. Should you know there's 30% off a foot long? I says, I don't want a foot long. I says, this is what I can have. She says, oh, right, okay. And then I had a tea, because obviously some of the pops got a few swips in. So I had a tea. I was pushing the boat out having a tea because I kept getting offered sugar with it. You know what I'm saying? And I thought, this reminds me of when I tried to leave one of the breakdown services because I'd had enough of them. And I kept being pushed from pillar to post because I wanted to leave it. Can I just tell you about this offer? And just put you through to my manager. If you stay, we'll give you this. No. Oh, can I just get you? Well, and it took about 20 minutes on the phone trying to leave this particular breakdown cover. I will never go with him again because it was so hard to leave. But this is what it was like just to go in and get me 6-inch foot long with no mayo, no sauces, no cheese, no toaster. Just that's all I wanted. I was right stressed before when I actually got to pay for it.
I'm surprised you didn't just walk out. But there is a slight problem with the idea of a moment a company makes it really hard to give up on a subscription and, you know, they give you the whole hard sell and things like that. And you go, I'm never going with you again. Is you end up with a very short list of places you can go because everyone and their dog does that. It's become normal. It's rather annoying, isn't it?